All right, we're gonna start the Town of Sangerville Board of Selectmen meeting. It's Wednesday, May 4th, 2022. It's 4 PM. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 2, approval of the minutes, Select Board meeting 4/27/2022.
Make a motion to approve A.
Second. All in favor? All three of us. Review of treasurer's warrants, it's item 3. Payroll 37, accounts payable 38.
I make a motion to approve A and B is read.
Second.
All in favor? All three of us. Open session, would anyone like to speak? Would you have a guest? No? Old business? None.
None.
Did I hear a motion to adjourn? No, I'm just kidding. No, we're getting there though.
I know, we're gonna be waiting.
New
for Chris.
business? None. I could do this under selectmen's concerns, but I'll just share, I had a meeting with, Jim Robinson of Robinson's Oil. And, most people now know that they're gonna shut down the Sangerville store when the new Guilford store is done. That store is gonna be one of their, like, superstores, it's gonna be like that new Dexter store. And he thinks that will be done probably September, October, as long as the tanks come in. The canopy, the tanks, a lot of DEP soil testing will have to be done in Sangerville
Oh,
before they basically sign off on that property, the DEP signs off. But I had had a conversation with him previously, when the rumors first surfaced about that maybe doing this. That maybe that building would be a suitable alternative as a town office for us. And so we were kind of revisiting that, and it sounds like he's open to that. He hasn't given me any numbers to bring to the board, or he's not ready for a meeting yet, but one thing I found kind of interesting is he really does not have any interest in selling it to someone who wanted to put a store in. So, who knows, that might be a fit for us.
did you go as far as to get right of first refusal?
We kind of have a handshake on that.
Okay.
He said, before I list it, I will, he'll let us know the terms.
Great, very good.
So, and I explained to him that, you know, our alternative is actually right next door. If we're gonna do something, we'd probably be rehabbing a portion of the Public Works building or something like that there. So he knows we've gotta do something. So I suspect before the end of the summer, we'll have some terms at least. So,
That'd be good, very good.
we'll see.
Now, do they have to pull those tanks out?
I believe so,
Oh,
and
wow.
there's sumps that come out, and he said the soil testing is pretty rigorous.
Yeah.
They'll test and test and test, they don't like it, you keep removing stuff, and then they test again, and it's pretty,
Wow.
you probably run into it at the mill.
It's gonna be clean when they're done. They won't let off.
Right.
You just keep removing material. It doesn't matter.
So I don't know how much pavement will be left over there by the time it's done, but, it's
But
still,
the only thing about Robinsons is they stay up on their maintenance and
Yes.
their tanks, you know what I mean? So in theory.
Chances are.
Yeah, they just, in case, if there was a spill in the area, and when somebody was pumping or something like that, then that's the cleanup end of it, so.
I see.
and this isn't new to him,
Right.
they've
No.
done this.
Yeah.
No, when they
Over.
replace the tanks, they do the same thing, they have to
Right.
keep testing and, making sure it's all clean again, so.
So it'll be interesting, cause there could really be synergies for both of us there.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. But,
Well, I know there's, lots of rumors, so it's good to just sort of have it all.
yeah, well, he had said he'd heard some pretty wacky rumors. Dale shared a crazy rumor with me, so, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, people
Sure.
hear things,
Make
but
things up.
we did not kick him out, that's just for the record, so. I told him it would be like Palmyra losing the Walmart for us to lose him. He kinda got a chuckle out of that.
It's pretty close.
Yep.
It is, I mean, as far as Sangerville is concerned, for people,
He was very nice, very generous with his time, I appreciate it.
that's great.
But I mean, the reality is, he's what, second largest employer in the town?
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm assuming
Oh,
Haley's would have been number one.
yeah.
I mean, Stutzman's seasonal, they probably have a lot of workers down there, but not year round.
You know, gasoline and food, and there's people that eat probably 2 or 3 meals a week, some daily there.
Yeah.
But you know where it's really gonna hit is socially.
Yes.
A lot of
Absolutely.
information gets passed there, and it's just, it's
The
gonna
morning
be.
coffee place.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna miss it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have anything else on there.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you shared that because there's been a lot of people coming in asking.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can tell them to listen to this
You
tape.
can tell them to
They're as
listen
up to
the
date as
tape.
I can get anybody
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
that's good.
And nobody's made any commitments on anything, we don't even know terms, so, but that's where we stand. Town manager report, none.
None.
Road commissioners, we're gonna have a discussion with Chris,
Yeah. And I think I just heard his.
okay? You probably didn't think we'd get to that quickly. We can go right down to your, she had executive session on here, it involves just kind of a general conversation around COLA. I don't think we need executive session for that,
Right.
so,
Yeah, it's May, and that's when we decided to do the cost of living increases, and this year it's 5.9% the cost of living. So I just wanted to make sure that we could
Yep.
take that and make it effective next
Yeah, as
week.
long as it's in the budget enough, we're okay, that's all that matters.
Yeah, we had already budgeted for
Then
it,
that's
so,
all
yeah.
I wouldn't have been shocked if she'd said 8.
And another question I have, since we have time, with regard to interest rates and things happening there, I mean, do we revisit our CD, or, I mean, I know we sort of,
I think it's worth nudging them here over the summer, I think you're gonna see that improve, it should have already improved.
oh, so it's floating?
Well, it's at their discretion,
I see.
they can reset it, but I think it's worth a call. Cause I'm buying treasuries now, I'm getting over 1 for just a, 4-month commitment. And you needed to go 2 years to get 1 just 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So we
Well,
should see improvement there.
And in light of the fact that, borrowing may be up with regard to the credit union, and the last time was they needed money. The
Yeah,
credit,
that-
you know what I mean?
They're not so linked to what rates are
Right.
as they are demand for cash.
Exactly,
And I
exactly.
think most of the banks are sitting on more cash than they know what to do.
Yes,
So
yeah, but
it may be a lag.
in particular, that the credit union, and isn't that money still there at the credit union?
Yep.
It's all there.
Yep.
So they may need, they've got more people needing to borrow.
If they do, that's where we would,
Exactly.
but most banks are sitting on more money than, that's why their rates aren't improving, because they don't need your money.
Right,
But that could change.
right,
But we might see an improvement there.
Right.
Certainly shouldn't go down. And if we knew, we could even look at some other options. I mean, we could buy some treasuries if we wanted to. I don't think it's that attractive yet.
okay. So we'll keep an eye, obviously you've got your eye on that every day.
Yep.
And then the only other question I have is, were you successful with the reporting, the AR?
No. They sent out a notice on the last day, last Friday.
Is that when it was due?
It was due Saturday. However, the government knows there's issues, and even today, people are still waiting. Everyone's saying, if you watch the email, still haven't heard. Some people are getting resolution, there's still a lot of people sitting out there, so. But the government's well aware of it, so we're in no jeopardy with that. It's just them resetting and doing the rolls, assigning the rolls to just one person, and then it would be easy.
I see.
Yeah. And there's a lot waiting.
And so you're just in that queue?
I'm in
queue?
that queue.
Okay.
I did call the other day, I was 92 instead of 88 this time, and.
Oh, geez. Now, is that Neil Goldberg? He was the kind of the one, the
Right,
go-to guy.
and he's the one that sent the email out on Friday,
Okay.
letting us know that,
Okay.
the government's well aware, so.
Okay.
I do have an old business, Dover Foxcroft.
I
Two
haven't-
issues.
Yeah,
Line
I
Road?
still haven't got a hold of them, but I did get a hold of MMA on the other issue. And that will be done within 2 months.
Which other issue?
Insurance.
Oh, the insurance,
The
yeah,
insurance, Yep.
we definitely want
So I
an updated
talked to
inspection.
them,
Yeah.
and they'll call me a week before they come, because they have to come up here to Guilford.
Okay,
Oh, good.
So should be within the next, he said within 2 months.
well, I'd rather within 2 weeks, but it is what it is.
Did we get the deed transcribed? That was a great idea.
Yes, we did, that's all done.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we put that we put one of them right in the original book, the 1914
Perfect,
book, and then
good.
we got it in our book.
You sent me one?
Yes, me too.
Would you like to have one so you
Me
can
too.
read it?
it.
Okay.
I would like to, because I'm going to go on a road trip with somebody who lives on that road, and he's lived there for 90 years, so he can sort of
Oh,
give me a
okay.
historical.
Yeah, because, I drove that road the other day, and you can see, it almost looks like a figure eight, where people have been riding the
Going
side of
around,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 But just even where those markers and all that, and he's been calling me, he wants to go on this road trip with me, but I would love to have that in
It would
hand.
be nice to have.
You
Well,
know-
let me get, let me.
Okay, that'd be great, because he keeps calling me. It's Charlie Shaw who said he plowed that for years and years and years and years, and so, he may be able to shed some light on what happened and when and what the agreements
Oh, because
were.
I'm sure from the, if you follow the road, it kind of does, it does have a little of this in there. But I bet if you research the deeds all the way up through there, they probably all reference the Dover line is the center of the road. So whether or not, if the road has changed, what that truly means is, somebody in Sangerville lost a little and somebody in Dover gained a little, or vice versa, as
Right.
that road's done that over time. But it still doesn't change the fact of it's the center of the road, the center of the road.
Right,
Yeah, I
If
don't think
that's
you're
how
gonna
it's
find anybody who has a Sangerville deed on what we think is the Dover side of the road.
right.
Or
yeah.
vice versa.
Right.
I don't think it sways that much,
Right.
but if it does, it does.
It's like, I see a picture, it was like early 1900s, if you look at the Anderson Road now, it kinda, when you get down the Anderson Road from the start to the knoll, it kinda goes this way, and then you turn a little bit, and then you get down the Anderson Road. But if you look at the original Anderson Road, that actually was a straight line, right from
Ah.
Silver's Mills in. So, I mean, all these roads over time, they do the figure eight around a mud hole, and then.
Get wider and wider. Like, I guess if we can just take a recess, right, and wait for Chris,
Yeah,
or,
Cause
I sent him a text, actually.
Oh, you did? And what'd he say?
I sent him a text a while ago, so we were ready for it, but he said he's en route, so.
oh, okay.
He shouldn't be too far away, I wouldn't think. Unless that wasn't him in the sweeper, then who knows where he's coming from, but.
Oh, great, thank you, fantastic.
Would you like a copy?
No, I'm good, thank you. But thank you, Meg.
Oh, I do have one thing, I've had many people have asked me, and my automatic responses, we're working on it, but officially haven't brought it up for a while, and that's the clutter, or however you wanna verbiage it on 23.
Oh, we had a conversation about that. But, if you notice across the street has been, some of the garbage has been actually picked up. They've actually done quite a bit of work, I watched them this weekend.
Okay.
So they are slowly making progress.
Are things disappearing, or are they just going from point A to point B?
I think a little of both. I think a little of both.
But I guess we passed an ordinance, is our ordinance
Yes.
helping, or are we moving
Yes,
that
he's
forward?
there, and even one of the, I had a person comment that they even saw the code enforcement, the
Okay.
CEO there this
All right.
past weekend.
Oh, that's good.
As long as we're moving forward.
Right, right.
grading, do you know which road, or which, I envision Chris, because he's gonna be here in a minute, but kinda going like around the clock, do you know where he started?
No, I don't, cause he came in yesterday, but I just talked to him, he'll be here in about 3 more minutes.
Okay. I'm just curious, cause I know your road hasn't been done.
No.
And your road hasn't been done, so, and you guys are kind of opposite sides of the clock. so-
Yeah, 6 and 12,
Yeah, kinda,
Whatever.
pretty close.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And I
11
always
and 5
feel,
maybe?
yeah, because Thomas Road in years past has gotten forgotten, they're like, we didn't do it, so. I'm always keeping an eye on that to make sure it doesn't get forgotten.
Yeah, cause I rode up there, that's what we talked about last week, but I know they were starting that, they were actually just doing the, was it Warren I saw that was doing the sweeping?
Okay.
I was one of them, I don't know who
Yeah,
was sweeping.
Yeah, I think it was Warren, because it was his truck up to,
Oh.
Public Works.
Laura and I were talking before you got here, Warren has a plan for this parking lot too, to get this slop out of
To
here.
get the slot, yeah.
Yeah, they did that a couple of years ago. Remember they cut out,
Yeah.
took a dump truck load out of here.
Oh, culverts, tell them what you were telling me about culverts.
Ames will come pick up, I can have Ames come pick up those culverts that are laying up there at Public Works, and they will, we have to pay, they'll give us money for it, I mean.
We'll
they'll
net
pay-
money.
We'll net some money out of it for all those old.
The
broken up-
used culverts?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
disposed of.
Disposed of.
Well, parts
So-
not there yet, but
Metal, yeah.
Yeah, so we can clean, the back of Public Works
You might
up.
wanna ask Chris, cause I think Bridie's already given them to him.
well, that was what she said. So my suggestion was, you guys have until X,
Right,
or
and
they're
they're
gone.
not
Yeah,
gone.
100%.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, we're not storing them,
Right.
yeah.
and I had people ask about the issue on my road too, if that was being addressed. One before my road. The trash all over the place.
Oh, that property has been, that
He's
person
the
no
man
longer
of the
lives
hour
there,
right there.
okay? And the property has gone to a family member who plans
Afraid
on
that he's
selling
not asking me
it.
questions.
So, just play it
Okay,
out.
maybe we'll talk later.
Yeah.
I've done that so far, I haven't said anything.
Well, everybody knows we've been waiting for you, Chris, so thanks for coming. We were quick, so it wasn't really your fault.
Yeah,
We had a
we
very-
didn't have a lot to.
First 5 items were no, no, no. So, item 8 is road commissioners, report, discussion with Chris Newton regarding roads. I think we've had kind of a meeting of the minds that
Mindless.
mindless. That if you were interested in kind of having a role with the road commissioner, one of the things that we've really had trouble is getting things done. We have a goal, but the contractor that we reach out to is either too busy or doesn't follow up. And we're looking for maybe more of a relationship where you would kind of be our go-to and help us plan this stuff. And as far as where the work goes, if it goes to you, fine, if you can do it. There may be occasions where that Lorna would have to shop it, but we're really under no obligation to do that. We would do that if she felt it were necessary, or the board felt it was necessary, but.
Financial feasibility.
Correct, yeah, yeah, and it's one thing to grade a road, is another thing, well, we know we eventually need to build a road in that park. Well, we probably get a couple of numbers for a project like that, it's gonna be a pretty big project, so. That's kind of the gist of this meeting, and I just wanted everybody listening to know what that's about.
And the same token, by doing this, it's not dumping everything 100% on you. If you're able to do it, you can do it, and it's cost effective for you to do it, great. But if you're busy and you can't get it done, then we'd be relying on your role to help find the person to get it done.
Spread it out some.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even care about spreading it out, if you can't do it, and for whatever, then find somebody else. You know what I mean, but.
And I can even see a role of oversight. I mean, I'm worthless going to a job site when it comes to road building, but you would have some value to the town. So, whether we're paving, or if we had a big project, and maybe your role was just to kind of look over their shoulder, make sure they're doing what we want to have done. If that warrants that, we would support that, so
Make
that's.
sure it's the width.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
the depth,
thickness,
the width,
the
the
material
depth.
that we bought, that kind of thing.
Yeah, length,
so-
all those things.
It's just trying to come up with a better way to make sure that everything that we need to get done gets done.
And you're out there, so you could kind of be the eyes and ears. I mean, nothing, what we would love is you pick up the phone and say, well, look, I got a beaver that's plugged this, and boom, we get it, we're on it. And same thing with Warren, so I see this could potentially really make us more effective.
Well, I mean, I see that you guys are plowing the roads, you know where the bad spots are. I mean, we can all sit here and talk about it, but you can take a piece of paper and write it all down way quicker. I mean, you'd have it done for, we're gonna go out the door and get in the car and go ride it.
To a point.
I mean, for the most part, I
I mean,
mean,
I can ride around and just say, we need gravel here,
right,
and we need gravel there, cause hard pan's showing.
Right.
Road
Right.
Road in the
Right.
center.
yeah.
But we know where we live, But we
Right.
really don't know much else for the most part, that's, you know.
That's right, that's,
So does that sound like something that you'd be interested in trying, or?
Yep.
Good.
Can I ask a question? Or-
sure.
Sure, go
Okay,
ahead.
so,
Can-
this is kind of in reference to what you guys are talking about, the East Sangerville Road,
Mhm.
that got paid last summer.
Mhm.
Did anyone go out after that job and make sure everything was done that was supposed to be done and completed? And I only bring that up because that was just brought up with him on following up on jobs.
Well, we're talking more about during the process, but after
Right.
that project, yeah, there were, in fact, didn't we have a culvert that, well, that was the previous year. We had a culvert that actually had to come out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess the only miss on that job was it took a lot more asphalt than we were told it was gonna take.
Yeah.
The job, at least so far, it looks like it came out pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, you got some unsafe road that needs shoulder building,
Yeah, too much for.
Right, that's a different issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't even,
and you've got that much new hot top broke off already in that spot, cause
Cause it's not supported properly.
cause it's,
Well, that's exactly the kind of thing that.
Right.
If you saw that, we could get ahead of it.
part of what I've been figuring on what needs to be done on the line road, if anything did get excavated out, Bobby, take it up around the corner and you build shoulder with it.
Perfect.
You know, the better material, the
sure, on
Right,
top.
right.
Yep.
clay in the bottom, no, you put it in the fill pits.
Yep.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of that road that needs to be shouldered.
And
There you go.
that's
I mean,
exactly the kind
yeah.
of,
I mean, we just don't know that. I mean, and, you know, and we have townspeople come in and tell Lorna what needs to be done, but, you know.
Well, the bigger problem is when you do know it, we don't have anybody to do it.
Mm.
I mean, we did this last year, we listed all kinds of stuff we wanted done. There just isn't a contractor that wants to go do this stuff.
and it isn't, I mean, we
Where it's
meet,
a piece here and there, but not as far as to do.
we meet twice a month. And it's not something that any one of the three of us can do. And, I mean, Lorna is the road commissioner, but her expertise is not close to what yours is when it comes to what example you just gave. I mean, it's not her fault, she's never built a road. So I think that's exactly the kind of feedback we're looking for. So, and I would say, don't be shy. If you see something that you think needs to be done, bring it to her attention and,
If there's a list of stuff that I know needs to get done, then I can get
Yeah.
scheduled help.
yep,
Yes.
yep.
So
Yes.
let's, yeah,
'Cause
let's
last
just,
year, my one helper was toast from the 1st of June to
mhm.
September.
Yep. Yeah, no, we'll be more productive, you'll be more productive, it should work.
Right.
I hope it works.
Yeah,
Yep.
So-
yep.
So there's not really, there's no official title, it's just kind of an agreement. At this point, I can't think of, we don't really need, I mean, it
Doesn't need to clutter it.
yeah, we don't need actually a motion or anything.
No.
No.
But we did wanna get it on the record that we're all gonna be working together, so.
And just a green light to move ahead,
Yep.
you know.
I was just crawling in all the culverts on Silver's Mills,
Take it,
taking notes.
inventory. Speaking of culverts, there's a bunch of culverts here, some of which, or all of which, depends, some of you guys wanted, I guess Warren had spoken to.
Well, it's gonna clean them up, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
get them hauled up.
Yeah, there was the old pile next to the bog that he needed to haul off, and then everything that got dragged up there last year and the year before was kinda scattered about.
Well, we've got a way to get rid of all of them, so if you guys could take what you want over the next week, 10 days, then what's left, Lorna's gonna get rid of them. So we'll get that cleaned up,
Okay. I'll
Okay.
find it out. He's out, we was just up there today.
okay?
He's out sweeping sidewalks right now, somewhere, I think.
Yeah, actually, I just met him down here. I didn't know which one I just knew it was one of you.
Yeah, we got the broom switched over and got him going.
Cool. Right. Anything else?
No?
Right,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor? It's 25 after 4, we are adjourned.
Now, do you work for